TADAT SoundBite, the criticality of the TADAT outcomes approach. This soundbite is about the criticality of that the Tax Administration Diagnostic Assessment Tool, TADAT, focuses on outcomes rather than on inputs or processes or outputs. When TADAT was developed in 2012, stakeholders debated the best way to get the most value from a tax administration assessment. They had in mind that a TADAT assessment would provide country authorities with a better understanding of the health of the system of tax administration and the basis on which to develop plans for future reform initiatives. This led to the development of the core design principles, which laid the foundations of the TADAT field guides, including the subnational one. A core design principle was to focus as practicable on outcomes rather than inputs or processes, like, for example, tax policy design, the organizational design, or staffing levels. These inputs might be different in each country, while the desired outcomes are common for all tax administrations. And those common desired outcomes are outlined along the 9 performance outcome areas or POAs of TADAT, together with good practices to achieve them. In a nutshell, tax administrations around the world share the same desired outcomes. Let us recap these desired TADAT outcomes, which as a whole make up a healthy system of tax administration. In POA 1, integrity of the registered taxpayer base, the desired outcome is that all businesses, individuals, and other entities that are required to register are included in a taxpayer registration database, and that the information held in the database is complete, accurate, and up-to-date. In POA 2, effective risk management, the desired outcome is that the risk to revenue and tax administration operations are identified and managed effectively. POA 3, supporting voluntary compliance, the desired outcome is that the taxpayers have the necessary information and support to voluntarily comply at a reasonable cost to them. POA 4, timely filing of tax declarations, the desired outcome is the taxpayers file tax declarations on time. POA 5, timely payment of taxes, the desired outcome is the taxpayers pay their taxes in full on time, while in POA 6, accurate reporting in declarations, the desired outcome is that taxpayers report complete and accurate information in their tax declarations. POA 7, effective tax dispute resolution, the desired outcome is the tax dispute resolution process is fair and independent, accessible to taxpayers, and effective in resolving dispute matters in a timely manner. POA 8, efficient revenue management, the desired outcome is the tax revenue collections are fully accounted for, monitored against expectations, and analyzed to inform government revenue forecasting. Also that legitimate tax refunds are paid promptly. POA 9, accountability and transparency. The desired outcome is the tax administration is transparent in the conduct of its activities and accountable to the government and community. I hope that you have found this soundbite useful.
The TADAT podcast is available free of charge. The views expressed in the TADAT podcast are those of the authors and do not necessarily represent those of the International Monetary Fund or the IMF policy. Materials from the podcast may be reproduced with proper attribution. Comments and correspondence may be emailed to podcast@tadat.org. TADAT is a collaborative undertaking of the following partners: the European Union, France, Germany, the International Monetary Fund, Japan, the Netherlands, Norway, Switzerland, the United Kingdom, and the World Bank.